As a player and somebody who loves the program, what does Michigan need to do right now? What's missing, and where do they have to go?
Well, I mean, the easy answer is where they need to go. They need to get back to finding the integrity of the football program, finding the integrity of everything that they're doing, and winning all at the same time. And it can be done. It's been done before. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that have talked about things that have gone on here, especially in the last 5 years under Jim Harbaugh, now Sherrone Moore. But it's about, getting back to that integrity that we talk about and we flaunt about. That doesn't fly much anymore, but it can be rebuilt. That's where we've got to go.
Or that uniform, you know what it is to be a Michigan man. How much does it hurt to see these constant, missteps with guys that have been running this program?
It hurts because it's not who we are. And you ask somebody that played for Bo, the guys that played for Lloyd, it's not who we are. Even before that, and it's just there is a certain standard that we expect, not just on the field but off the field. The way we live our lives, the block M, it has to mean something. Wearing the winged helmet has to mean something. And it's about getting back to those values, those core values of what we talk about. We've got to live.
With all the things that have happened under the Jim Harbaugh coaching tree, so to speak, do they need to go in a different direction? Or when you hear a candidate who maybe was, a Jesse Minter or some of the Jed Fish, somebody who's coached under Harbaugh, are you still thinking maybe that is somebody they should try and lure over?
So a lot of it's going to be perception. Jed Fish, I think, is a great man. And I think very highly of Jesse Minter as well. But the problem with that is there's still a show cause. And the relationship with the NCAA is probably not the greatest right now. So that might be a tough sell. I think Jed Fish is a tremendous offensive mind. You look at what he did at Arizona in this first year. They won one game. By year 3, he won 10 games. Goes out to Washington, and he's got them on the right path as well. He's a tremendous recruiter, a communicator, and having known him in his time here at Michigan, I think he's a good man as well. And I don't think that it has to be somebody that was or is currently at Michigan. We always love having one of our own take over the helm, but the core values have to be what we believe in Michigan.
Difficult is that Michigan coaching search? Because we've seen, they went outside the Michigan family when they brought in Rich Rodriguez, and that was a disaster. They went and got another Michigan man in Brady Hoke to take over, and that started well, didn't quite work out. The Harbaugh thing, obviously won a national championship, but how difficult is a coaching search for this university?
Well, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to say it's difficult. It's difficult in the timing where some other guys have already taken jobs and some guys have, re-upped contracts. But I believe this is the number one job in the country. When the number one job in the country, somebody that might not be interested in moving spots may all of a sudden have a little interest in what would it be like in Ann Arbor? What would it be like if I coached at Michigan? So you've got to, knock down all the doors and find out who's interested, who's not, and then make the decision on who's the best candidate for the job.
Are you concerned about Warren Manuel's future right now?
That's something that I really can't comment on. I work hand in hand with Ward in a lot of different ways, and it's not an area. I know he's working his butt off right now to figure out who's going to be the next coach at Michigan.
As they go through this, and I apologize for not knowing this rule, but all the guys that just signed their letters of intent, are they now free of those because of what's just happened with Sherrone?
Well, they're not instantly free. They can be, and there is an out for those guys where they'll be able to communicate with other schools. They'll be able to sign a letter of intent or a scholarship and a commitment to another school. So there is a path for them if they decide that, hey, with everything that's going on in Michigan, I'd like to explore other options. There is a path for them to do that.
See, Michigan, is this going to be a very fast search? Because January 2 is right around the corner, and that's when that portal opens and guys can start jumping school to school.
Yeah, I mean, guys could jump into the portal. Guys are going to be signed out of the portal. Even before this happened, we were going to have to invest in the transfer portal at some various positions. Now, if you don't have a coach by that time, then all of a sudden, yeah, you're not going to be able to pull those guys out of the portal. You may have some other guys that jump into it. So to avoid that situation, it needs to move quickly and it needs to be a swift and decisive decision.
Don, I know you're inside that program. How are the coaches doing? I'm sure this was as big a shock to them as it was to Michigan fans.
I've had a chance to talk to all the coaches today, and their concern, rightfully so, is somewhat on their families and their future, but it's all about their players. And that's what I think is real special at Michigan, but also with college football coaches, college coaches in general. The health and welfare of their student athletes is always at the front of their mind. So they're talking to their guys, they're working through things with their guys. And I will say this: as a player, and even now when I'm covering games, I asked them all, like, hey, where is your safe space? My safe space was always when I got a chance to put the helmet on and I got a chance to go out there. It's me and my buddies. We're playing a game, and yeah, the coaches are getting after us, but everything else goes to the side. These players have the luxury of being able to go out to practice today. They have the luxury of being able to go out to practice tomorrow and really get centered and put everything that's happening on social media, all the conversations, all the discussion, whether it's with family, friends, it can all be put aside for a few hours because you get a chance to go out there and play football. And when the guys get a chance to do that, I know that's going to raise their spirits. Obviously, everybody is trying to figure out what's going on, what's going to happen next, and that's why the coaching search needs to be quick.